In this video, I'm going to teach you how to crochet the moss stitch or the granite stitch. It can be called either. Here's a little swatch. You can see that it's a quite stretchy crocheted fabric, and it looks like the little stitches are going in between the stitches below. So to begin, you will need to chain an even number of stitches. So I chained 14. So for our first single crochet stitch, we will go in the 4th chain. So skip the first 3, single crochet into the 4th chain stitch. And then chain 1. We're combining chain and single crochet here. Skip that next chain stitch and single crochet into the next chain stitch. Chain 1. Skip the next chain and crochet into that second chain stitch. Chain 1, single crochet into the next second chain stitch. So every other chain stitch you will be working into. Chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and into our final chain stitch. If you counted your chains correctly, you will end with a single crochet on your final chain. That is row 1, so we will then crochet chain 2 and turn our work. So the unique thing about this stitch is that we will now crochet into the chain stitch. So as you can see, this first stitch here is crocheted into the bottom one below, but this hole is what we will crochet into. Yarn over, and then chain 1 once more. And it's kind of hard on this first row to be able to tell based on the holes, so I like to look at the top. You can see the chain there and then that next one. So we know this hole is our chain stitch. Yarn over and through. For some reason, I think it's just difficult to see on the first row, or the second row, I guess, but after that it gets easier. So into that hole, yarn over, chain 1, there's our stitch, here's our chain, single crochet and chain, stitch the yarn over, and for your last stitch it's a little different because you'll actually be single crocheting into the chain. At the beginning we had those 3 stitches chained, so they're right there. You can kind of see they go up. It's kind of a small hole right here. Single crochet into that. And then once more we will chain 2. I'll do one more row to show you because this row looks a little bit different once you get going. So we have our 2 chains, our single crochet, then if you pull it like that you can see we have that chain stitch. So we go through both parts of that chain stitch. Chain 1. And you gotta look kind of closely right there. You can see the chain stitch. Single crochet and chain. And we have our stitch and our chain stitch there. Single crochet, chain. As you can see, this stitch also works quite fast. Single crochet, chain one. You can also tell those two lines almost of yarn right there. You want to go in between each of those. That's the stitch, and then the chain is in between them, if it's hard for you to see. But with a little practice, you will easily be able to tell. Alright, so into our final one. It's a little small again, because it's those chain stitches for the turn. And there you have it. That is the moss stitch or the granite stitch. Continue practicing that until you feel comfortable, and then you will know the moss stitch.